Well, this is exciting. Here we are together. This is Connor MacIvor. I'm with Tim Blankenship. We're at the SCV Spotlight Show for Santa Clarita Valley. That's what SCV stands for. I have to tell you, thank you so much for tuning in and watching today. This show airs every Tuesday at 8 a.m. We talk about the local stuff, maybe some politics, maybe some stuff that makes people uncomfortable, and things that make people look comfortable. We're not going to softball anything. We do have guests on from time to time. So if you know any local businesses interested in talking about their wares, they can reach out to either Tim or I and come on the show, and we'll see if they're a good fit and have them on and talk about what makes them tick and how they work better than the other businesses in their same profession.
All right, well, let's get started. Good morning, Connor.
Oh, good morning, Tim. You're looking like $1,002,002.
I appreciate it. That's all the coffee.
Oh boy! Oh, that
all the
coffee. Let's talk about coffee real quick before we break into this. You know, it was kind of a new thing, I guess. Maybe over the last month. I don't know if you've been, but there's now they hand you when you're buying coffee at Starbucks, they hand you the little device when you're going to pay, whether it's Apple Pay or credit card, and on there now is, you know, if you want to tip or not. That's every transaction. It never used to have that, I don't think.
So it's pre-tipping.
Yeah, basically they hand it to you, and they're real nice about it. They don't say you have to. They say, hey, there's one question you need to answer before I can basically take your money. And the question is, I think it's pre-formatted 10%, 15, 20, and then no tip. So that's kind of new. And then this morning I went to Starbucks after the gym and it didn't have it. So I'm kind of wondering, did they get a lot of complaints and got rid of it, or is it still there? Anyway,
Right.
It's like tipping everything. Wherever you go now, it's like that's built into those machines they have.
For sure. You know, I used to not like that. I thought it was kind of forced on you when they would put the percentages in front of you. You know, here's the 5, 10, 20, 30. But now when they don't do that, I get irritated because I'm like, now I got to do the math.
Exactly.
Either that, it must have grown on us.
Right. Yeah. Before it was like offensive, and now it's like, well, yeah,
exactly.
I understand.
Necessary. So you had some real estate update you wanted to do here.
Yeah. So what we did, you know, looking at the market itself, and I think I sent you a graphic.
Yeah,
this is inventory numbers, and I did a year's worth. And I pulled up the cities of everything in Santa Clarita. So Castaic, Canyon Country, Newhall, Saugus, Stevenson Ranch, and Valencia. They're all included in here. And I only chose the residential. So you're going to see single family condos and townhomes in these numbers here. So as you can see, we're really at the lowest inventory we've seen for a very long time. And this is active units for sale. So the real estate market out here is still very slow. And it just came through the holiday slump, which is common every year.
It's kind of normal.
Everybody, they're pointing, oh, it's this, it's that. It's really kind of indicative of the market when you get into the holidays, the winter slump, and then as you break into the new year, the only thing kind of holding us back are those interest rates.
Yeah,
and you know they're floating around 6, 7. It's really going to depend on, of course, credit profile and income and those sorts of things. I think we're going to see more inventory coming up though here in the next month or two.
That's also typical, right? Coming up after holidays.
Yeah, it's not unusual. You remember when COVID broke a couple of years ago or whenever it was, a while back, right? It seems it's been with us forever. Everything was on hold for 4 or 5 months. I mean, real estate literally stopped. I had several listings. There was no more open houses allowed. The showing stopped for 2 or 3 months because everybody was trying to figure out, you know, do we let these people into the house? Right. How do they view it? What do we do? And that kind of put the market on its heels, where a lot of people were slotted to sell that year, but because of COVID, they didn't. Those people are still kind of waiting, and a lot of them kind of missed that super high market, hoping that it's going to repeat itself this next year.
Gotcha. Yeah, the interest rate thing has been interesting for our clients going through divorce. It came up, and I actually had the Wall Street Journal reported on it after I did a video about it. But we have clients now that where before, if they wanted to buy out their spouse of the property, it was pretty straightforward. As long, you know, they still had the issue of qualifying for the mortgage themselves and so forth. But now, they may have an interest rate of say 3-4%, when they locked in during the good times of interest rates. And now when they want to do that buyout, the issue becomes, well, now I'm going to, essentially double my rate to do this buyout. So what's been happening is clients are on their own or getting creative. They're going through divorce, but they're amicable enough to say, hey, we want to try and ride this out a little bit, keep the property during, post divorce for a year or 2 years, and agree to meet and confer, every 6 months or a year to see if the interest rate comes down, so we can either do that buyout, number one, or number two, they're thinking that the interest rate is affecting the home value for what, as far as what they can get for it, that's kind of driven prices down.
Sure.
And so they don't intend on doing a buyout, but they intend on selling, but hopefully at a higher price once interest rates drop. Do you have any, what are you seeing on that? Or have you heard people not selling because they want to wait and maybe the prices go up? But we have settlement agreements we're putting together where it says, parties intend to keep the home for an indefinite period of time until which they can get either a certain price or interest rates come down and home prices look a little better. What are you seeing?
With the word that you used that was perfect is amicable when it comes to the divorce thing, to have them agree on it. But what I'm seeing on the ground has to do with the real estate prices. They have come down a little bit, maybe 3 to 7% over the last few months, just because of the winter. We still don't have a lot of inventory. So we have properties that if everything's sold in the time frame without anything being put on the market, that's called absorption rate, that calculation. So right now we're about a month and a half to zero from the active units. So we're just over 300 active residential units now. Besides the graph, this is everything in process, but 300 actual active properties. And at the rate that they're being purchased, after about a month and a half, we'd be at zero. A normal market looks like about 6 months. So we're thinking that this next year, we're going to get more inventory, which is usual. Right. The Fed is supposedly, this interest rate's going to come down a couple points, maybe into the 5s. That's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a little time. Right. I think that's going to kick off a market, but I don't believe we're going to see that super awesome market that we saw back last year, which was every buyer's nightmare and every seller's dream. Sure.
Well, that's good to know. The other thing I wanted to share is, kind of going into the divorce side of things is, every January people come up with this, they think everyone files in for divorce in January and they call it divorce season. And the interesting thing is, so this is a New York Times article that basically, they're saying fact or fiction, when is divorce season? So and I can tell you this, we've been doing this 10 years now. So I can tell you that January is a slight uptick, but only because people have withheld filing for divorce, say Thanksgiving through the end of the year, through New Year. So it's not really a spike because more people are filing. It's just the people that held off that would have ordinarily done it through the holidays. But like this article says, I don't know if I saved both the pages, but here, March and August. And I would agree with that. So by the time things get ramped up, kids get back in school, we get past, the holidays and all that, that's when we start seeing the divorce filings really pick up. And then to follow with that, so, February, March will really hit, April as well, then spring break. A lot of things are tied into when the kids go back to school, and we'll see a downward trend once they go to holiday break. And then again, when they come back through summer break, so it'll be busy between spring break and when they get out in the summer, it'll be busy again, and then slower in the summer. And then that's why they say here August picks up again, is because the kids are generally getting back to school.
So it's as if what they're waiting where the kids aren't really around, so they can kind of initiate the divorce. And is that kind of the thought process?
I think they're on vacation, and they're
don't want to ruin it.
Holidays, obviously, you got that. And then the kids are out of school, so they don't have time to mess with this. And then once the kids are back in school and reality hits, and they're maybe not on vacation or trips, that's when they kind of pull the trigger on these things. And keep in mind, this is coming from the perspective of, again, amicable divorce cases that we handle. But this, this article, and you can, when you Google this issue, attorneys speak of the same thing. So I think it's across the board.
Mhm. That's very interesting. I wouldn't have thought, but I guess that makes sense. You
Yeah.
don't want to really disrupt the kids if you can. I mean, divorce is hard on everybody. It's like a death. It's really painful. And the longer you're together, case in point, me, it's just hard.
Yeah.
It's just, even if it's amicable, it just sucks. The whole thing sucks.
It does. Yeah. So anyways, we touched on that. The I told you I wanted to talk about, I don't know if anyone will ever watch this, but we walk our dog a lot. I took a picture
Oh,
here.
yeah, you mentioned that. Okay, yeah,
This
go
is
ahead.
him in Sedona. He's 10-year-old lab now, but he forces us to walk him 2 times a day at least, and we have to take him at least 2 miles in the morning, 2 miles at night, and it doesn't matter rain or shine, storming, we have
Uh-huh.
to take him out. But there's been this trend over the last couple of years in our neighborhood, and we're in North Park, and we every time we take him out, what we're seeing with dog walkers, I don't know if I don't know, Cesar Milan is teaching this or where they're finding it to do this, but when we'll walk on the paseos, and it's almost across the board, like 90% people will stop, have their dog sit,
Uh-huh.
so you can walk by them. I don't know if they're trying to train their dog or, because their dog is out of control, so they're trying to control them without walking them. But the issue that causes is it takes that much longer for us to pass by you when you stop. So if you're walking, towards each other,
Okay.
we'll usually go, a little further apart because you never know how the dogs are going to react. But they will stop, and they will either have them sit or try and give them a treat or distract them, and we have to walk. And so their dog will go crazy, and then our dog will go crazy. And it just takes, twice the time to walk past them, which just irritates us every time. And sometimes I'll say, why are you stopping? It's
Right.
taking twice as long to stop. The other issue, and I want to,
And this is when you're approaching each other?
yes. Yeah.
Or what if you're passing somebody? I
Yeah,
guess you
we'll
really don't
usually
pass
go
too many people.
wide, just to
Yeah,
avoid
yeah.
them, that sort of thing. But
That's really
the other
odd.
thing they'll do is, because we know they're going to stop or they're going to do something weird, we will just go, like, from the paseo, we'll go into the street. Okay, just
Oh,
to
right.
put 10 feet between us. Then what they will do is let their leash go long all the way to the curb, all the way to the street to where we went to avoid them. So there's
Huh.
literally no emotional intelligence from these dog walkers. So do you think we want to walk in the street with oncoming traffic? No, but we go to do that to avoid you, obviously. But then you are going to let your long leash your dog all the way to the curb, right up to us. It makes no sense. So, anyways, just want to get that off my chest. If you're a
No, I'm
dog
glad you
walker,
did.
knock it
Yeah,
off.
that's
Yeah.
peculiar. Let me
Yeah.
I'll tell you something that really grinds my gears, to pull something from Family Guy. The gym, right? So I've been going to Gold's for a long time, and you know how that is. But then moving over to LA Fitness, just, here and there, depending on the time of day, different machines and stuff. The dumbbells at LA Fitness, that's a
Uh-huh.
joke. They're never in the right place. They're
Mm.
everywhere but where they're supposed to be. And they have an entire wall of dumbbells, but nobody
They're
puts
just a
them back.
mess.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's hilarious. And they don't have somebody apparently that goes in before people come in and resets everything.
Mm.
But, shame on the people there that don't put their weights away or whatever. There was a cat on the hack squat this morning. He must have had 10 plates on each side, and he's only pushing it maybe 2 or 3 inches,
Yeah.
because it looks really awesome. But, he's not doing that full movement, but he just left it. So
That's
now you got,
that's so crazy.
no, it's insane. So that irritates me, but
Yeah.
that's everybody's pain at the gym, right? At least we get to go. We're not being forced to, that sort of thing. But yeah,
Yeah. That's
I,
that's terrible. Yeah, we had
yeah,
our
first world
LA
problems,
Fitness.
Tim. First
Yeah.
world problems, buddy.
No, for sure. Yeah. I mean, we built a garage gym 3 or 4 years
Oh, it's
ago,
awesome. Yeah, no,
about
you got a great
a
gym.
year before COVID. So it wasn't a problem getting equipment and all that. And it was just because we were tired of the gym scene. And
Hasn't changed.
I don't know if Gold's had opened yet, or at that point they probably had. But we were LA Fitness for a long time. And you know what
Yeah.
was bad about them is, if you've ever tried to cancel a contract, That was the absolute worst. They billed us for another 9 months while we went back and forth with their legal department, because they have this weird criteria where you have to send them an email from the email you used to create your membership with them 12 years ago, and they won't tell you what it is. If you don't remember, they just don't respond. It was just the weirdest thing. We had to be on them over and over and over for a series of months, and they just kept on billing. And you couldn't even, like, you think go to the credit card and cancel the credit card, which we even did that extent. They have some system where they can reattach to the new credit card that's issued. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's clever. That reminds me of dating websites, if I may, ventured into those waters. And if you get on a dating website, even if it's free, even if you don't pay for the whatever it is, you don't pay for the extra, trying to get off of there when you're done, when you don't want to do that anymore, it's so difficult, Tim. I had to get on a computer and go through so many pages to try to find how to pull yourself off that system.
You mean like to delete your account entirely?
To get off. Yeah, to finish, to delete it. It is so labor intensive. I mean, it literally takes forever. You can't do it from the app. You got to get on the computer. They don't want you to leave. Even if you're not paying, they need to have you on there.
Yeah.
So for the people in the dating world, watch out for that. There's a lot. It's just a mess.
Good to know.
There's that.
Yeah.
So you've been in business out here a long time. We both share a lot of the same background, police and so on. One of the things I wanted to ask you, you're very, very good at marketing and advertising. What's that one nugget, if you had something to throw out there? Maybe not complicated, but what would you tell somebody watching that might want to make a better presence for themselves online?
This probably won't be helpful at all, but it's my biggest issue is consistency in whatever it is you decide to do, videos or podcast or blog posts or networking, whatever your thing is. Mine, and I think we try and do all of it. And but consistency, because I can go hardcore for a couple of days, weeks, and then there was a period of time where I went 6 months without doing a single piece of marketing. And what I've noticed is when I do the marketing, whatever that is, the videos, podcasts, all the content we create and the repurposing and so forth, that will then drive in a ton of business. And then I have to, service that business.
Don't have time.
Right. And because that you're servicing the business, you don't have time to do the marketing. And then I'll hit this plateau, and then we'll hit the dip. And I'm like, now I have time to do more marketing. So I think making the marketing a priority, just on an equal basis with the servicing, that has to get done. And that's why I do that first thing in the morning, no matter what. So yeah, consistency, I would be my recommendation.
That's very valuable. I have, I really live and die by my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, I don't understand. It's got to be there. So I even write out very simple things on there. I tried to play with reminders for a while, but I just couldn't pull on the reminders. I just couldn't go there. The calendar was where I went. I had to go to the calendar. Reminders was like that extra step so I just put those reminders into the Google Calendar and I run that. So if I'm going to do a reminder, I'll make an event so I actually see it, so I can have that time slotted. I mean, it's not like I'm overwhelmingly busy, but like you said, if that content isn't consistent.
Do you find yourself, I do that calendaring as well, as opposed to maybe having a notebook of tasks. But then I find myself just dragging it over to the next day when I don't get to it.
Yeah, I get that. I've done that. But there's certain things that I have to do every day. Like I have to post up at least, one video on a short and maybe a longer video every day. And then I take those from YouTube and I need to put them on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, throw one up on Twitter and then LinkedIn as well. Yeah. So this just, that's the method. That's daily. My issue is the interaction. I don't interact enough with the other people. I don't go on there and touch people, 7 times on the stuff they produce. Yeah. And then, they always try to say, oh, hire our company, do this, do that, but they're not you. And
talking about the distribution portion of the content, or
following up with the comments and actually going on to other people's Facebook profiles or
Yeah.
wherever, and looking at the feed and making comments, hearting, basically giving back to what people are offering you.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. But
Yeah.
that's where it's so time consuming, because you get caught in that black hole of internet BS, and it's like you get stuck there and you're
Yeah.
scrolling for 3 hours passes. You're like, what happened all the time?
Yeah. Well, I think our content strategy is similar in that we're not doing, sales via video
Right.
or whatever other marketing efforts we're doing. We are doing it with providing information as the value, right? So I kind of feel that is our reaching out and that help flow, because I have, I think, 1,400 videos on YouTube now, and they're all informational how-tos or examples or things our clients have gone through. Hardly any of them are actual sales. The idea is that outbound marketing uh, thought process, right? To put out the information, and people get upset with us. Other attorneys, other paralegals, other people that are doing what we do throughout California. They email me and say, "Why are you giving this away for free? You literally have a video on how to do every single form for divorce." And it makes me happy when they get upset, because they don't
Absolutely.
understand the value. Yes, people have emailed me and say, "Hey, thanks. I did my divorce for free following your advice and videos on YouTube." And those people would have never hired me for a variety of reasons. They didn't have the money, they had more of the time, whatever the case might be. But I guarantee they will refer me. I guarantee
Oh,
if they know
absolutely.
someone. So people miss that, and they're always about the sale. So,
It's
but
that
yeah,
it's that
your videos are the
premise of
same.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's that premise of helping somebody when there's no payback, there's no money involved, there's nothing. I've had people call me, and there's a real fine line in real estate when somebody calls you and they've hired somebody else. They call you and they want advice. Let's say they're a friend. They didn't hire you for whatever reason. Maybe the wife doesn't know you. Maybe she would rather go with her friend or whatever it is. But then they call and they have a question. I can't tell you how many times I've been beaten
Yeah.
up by my partners in the business. Why are you helping? They're not going to use us. They're not going to, you're wasting your time. You could be out there doing this, this, and this. And that's a little ugly to me.
Yeah.
So I'll still help. And it always comes back. They'll refer you to somebody. They'll tell somebody about your services. That's really the ultimate payoff. I think it was Zig Ziglar that said, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll never be hurting for business. And
Yeah.
I believe that. I
I
really do.
remember that.
That's powerful.
Yeah. So that's all good. You asked me about my marketing kind of strategy. What's your number one? You hit me with that without a warning. So I'm going to hit you
Yeah,
back.
that's great. I really don't have one. I just wing it, a shotgun approach to everything. And
Yeah.
I like the shiny stuff and want to grab onto it and run with it. No, it comes down to I think you hit it on the head. The giving back, the educational standpoint. There's nothing like picking up the phone, though. It's at least in my business, I need to talk to people. So I'm plugged in all day talking to people. I mean, I'll call somebody that I haven't talked to in months just to catch up, not to even really talk about real estate, but just
Yeah.
to see how they're doing and see if what they need or what they're looking for. If in fact it has nothing to do with real estate, maybe they're looking for a good doctor, or maybe they're looking for a good body shop or whatever. I have those
Right.
resources like
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
So that's that giving back portion. But I think if I were going to say something, you got to get on the phone. The new generation, maybe they like text, maybe they like email. That's great.
Mhm.
But if you're not talking to people, whether it's in person or on the telephone, I think you're missing a big portion of business.
Yeah.
You really need to do that. And I don't know, in your line of work, you have so many coming around, but the people, and the people that are, home run hitters, people that, I mean, they're basically your cheerleaders, Tim. They're the
Yeah.
ones that will, they actually go try to push for business. If they're in a supermarket and 5 miles away, somebody says, "Hey, I want to get a divorce." They're running 5 miles over there. Oh my God, you got to call Tim.
Yeah.
He's the one to call. To get that kind of business, that kind of referral based business, that's massive, but you need to make those calls. You need to do that touching online. You
Right.
need to be on their Facebook profiles. Oh, you
Mhm.
look great. Wow. Your kids look great. Congratulations on the win or the award or whatever. I
Yeah.
think that's probably my biggest thing. You really got to talk to people.
And you do that too through what, you've turned me on a few times to those bomb videos.
Mhm.
That's a great way to have, not pick up the phone necessarily to, try and call someone out of the blue. They may not be expecting your call, but to send a video that is personalized one-on-one, it's like a phone call that they can watch or listen to, whenever they have the time. So we've really utilized that for onboarding clients, direct communication.
And this is so with the BombBomb video, this is one of the things. So I'll send a BombBomb video out to everybody, and I have this whiteboard here, and I'll write their name high, and I'll hold this up with the start of the video, and then I'll break away and say, "Hey, Tim, I just wanted to reach out to you. It was great seeing you at the mall today. Your family looks great, but it was great connecting." So if I meet with somebody, that's that presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's another agent, I don't care. Oh, competition, this competition, that. You just don't know. So I send it to everybody, other agents, people that I'm in competition with, people that, I've run into on the street. I meet old clients, but that video is huge.
Yeah.
And I ask other agents when I train, why aren't you sending out videos? Oh, well, I'm not ready, or I don't look good, and their problem. See, you and me we have the opposite problem. We ship right away. We get something done. We don't polish it. We just get it out there.
We just go.
Yeah. We don't have time, but other people, they'll do one little video. "Hey, Tim, it's Connor. I just wanted to check in." And then they'll watch it. Maybe I need to do my hair different or whatever, maybe I need to change something.
That's the unknown secret about doing video content. I don't watch my videos ever. Never.
Boy. So
that's
true.
a secret they never tell you. Do not watch it, because of course you're going to pick it apart.
Right.
And I'll go in and do whatever editing, but I'm not watching the middle portion. I may be trimming the beginning and the end, but I'm not going to go watch, me stumbling or mispronounce words or forget what I was going to say or go up on some weird tangent. I just let it fly.
Oh, absolutely. No, that's valuable. Yeah, you're exactly right. I can't watch it. It bothers me.
Yeah.
The shorts, I might be able to get through a 15-second short,
right?
But it's still hard. I'm thinking, really? I do a lot of the shorts from the gym.
Yeah.
And so I have headphones on at the gym that I can't hear out of. But then when I watch the short, I listen to how loud I am and how I grunt. Oh my God, I'm surprised people aren't telling me, "Shut up, get out of here. It's too much noise."
Well, I told you the best part about your gym videos is the people in the background who are unwilling B-roll victims.
Right.
Yeah.
What is that? The collateral damage?
Yeah.
Combat combat friendlies. Yeah, they're back there, but they're not working out.
Yeah. No, that's what I noticed. I'm like, I think they're just spending time spinning their wheels. I do not see a workout in the background.
I'm dripping in there. I'm on it. But I have, just like you, we have those commitments, and both of us have been very big in our backgrounds, very fat.
Yeah.
So we've come through that channel.
Yeah.
And I guess when you have that as your background, I still see myself as 365 pounds. I still see myself that fat. It's slowly adjusting. It's getting better, but I have to be very careful. And when I go to the gym, I put everything into it, but maybe they haven't been there. I don't know the block. I don't know why they can't get past it, but no, it's valuable connecting. It's valuable staying in touch with people. It's really, really big. And if you don't do it, you're going to leave a lot of business on the table. But those videos are a great way. If you're chicken, you don't want to pick up the phone, send them a video.
Yeah.
You get a lot of response. I've had so many people say, "Well, I've never gotten an email video. You're the first." Well, love to be the first.
As much, and you're in an industry that really grabbed on to those videos, the BombBomb videos and doing that video marketing. And I don't know anyone else in my industry that utilizes them. But I found it as a great resource for not only marketing, but so now what I've done is I kind of wrote up a program of how I institute the BombBomb videos. So we do it so say I have a consultation with a client, because everything we do is remote, right? And we handle divorce cases throughout California. So I'm not seeing any of my clients, haven't even pre-pandemic. So the only way to put a personal flair on it is after we have they've seen me on video, they've watched YouTube videos. That's how 90%, and referral, that's how we get our clients, right? Referral. Right. And they, hey, I saw you on YouTube. So they know who I am. They have a sense that so when I talk to them, they do have that connection. They've seen me before, they heard my voice. But after we have the consultation, I will record. stop everything, record a video, and I will just do a recap of what the conversation was, the cost, the specifics of that call, what we talked about, because usually the consultation I'm having is with just one of the spouses. So, and that's in 99% of the cases, one spouse is reaching out to start the process. So by doing so, I'll tell them in the video, make sure you share this with your spouse. So now they can see what the conversation was and our role, and that we're handling this as an amicable, neutral third party and so forth. So they don't feel like they need to go get an attorney, because we're trying to keep them, more on the mediation front and amicable divorce front. So, and I think that's really helped in people feeling comfortable moving forward with this, but, so we can control both parties through the process. And then in addition to that, once they do become clients, I've used them as kind of an onboarding. So I have kind of pre-recorded, they're non-specific, but here's what you can expect. Here's our process. Here's, what's happening. Here's the various stages you're going to go through. So with every step, there'll be another video I'll add to this portal that we have communication with both clients, so they know exactly what's going, where we're at. Plus, if they have a question about something throughout the process, in the middle, something specific to them, I'll just record a new video instead of typing out 4 paragraphs or calling calling one of them. I'll record the video, answer the question. It may take 2 minutes or so, and then upload. And then both of them can see it and know what's going on. So it's been very resourceful. We'll also use it again for at the close. Once everything's done, I'll do a video out to both parties saying, hey, you guys are done. Here's your final divorce date. Make sure you get copies of your forms, blah, 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 blah. And then again, maybe a few weeks later, I'll do a video to them asking to do a review, on Google or something like that. So, but great responses. I like the fact that, we should have had BombBomb sponsor this podcast, but right. I really like it. It's very easy to use. You get the feedback when they watch it, how much they watched, you know who watched it. So yeah, I enjoy that from a marketing perspective.
Yeah, no, totally. And the same thing with the real estate. You send them, somebody wants to refer you a client, you do send that person, thank you for the referral. Then you can send as part of that video, hey, forward this to them. This is what they can expect at the beginning. Yeah, we both basically took the BombBomb video, that just regular email introduction. We've really applied it to the businesses and marketing that we do with regard to our clients and our business.
I like how you did that whiteboard. I think I saw them say that was a good way of getting their attention, because they're not just, what is this video, but it literally has their name on it. So it's personalized, and it's in that little, 3-second
it's in the snippet at the beginning. So it plays the animated GIF, or I don't know if it's a GIF file or how it pulls that, but right at the beginning, that's what they see. And it's like, well, that's for me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not some, that's Tim. I'm Tim. I'm Tim. I want to watch that.
Yeah.
And it's very powerful. So that's one of the owners there, Ethan. They're at BombBomb. He's the one that I've connected with over the years. They put me in their book, Revitalize, maybe? I can't remember. Anyway, I was in their book. I was mentioning there because I did so many videos. I had 2,000 or 3,000. And now one of the things that I put on Reddit, oh my God, it went viral. So I have so many views on that thing. But, instead of a YouTube video, which YouTube's great, but it was just easier for me to build a BombBomb video and put that link in Reddit so people could kind of see whatever I was trying to explain. But, sometimes it just hits so hard. And then you think, God, if that would have just been YouTube, it would have been great. But, too late. Already did it. But no, totally. I love it. Love it.
Very good. Hey, so I want to just move on a bit and talk about some local Santa Clarita stuff, if that works for you. Did you see here? Let me see if I can find that image. Where did it go here? Oh, here you go. So the Central Park stairs. I had mentioned this a little bit earlier when we were talking about this.
That. Yeah.
Are you
to figure out where that is?
Are you a stairs person? They have that place out in, what is it, Pico Canyon, the stairs by that little park there off of Stevenson Ranch area.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I've been there. I've walked those.
They're
Not
popular.
so much. You remember LA? Remember the police academy running up double, triple Baxters or whatever it was? Oh my God, that was brutal. I'm wondering if these stairs are going to be as long, but I'm trying to figure out where they put them. Because I've walked there. So if you go to all the way in the back of the park, kind of to the right as you drive in, head all the way to the back, past the basketball courts, and you park back there, then there's You see some fencing that looks like it's in process,
Yeah.
and you see some like marshes if it's been raining, it's really muddy. But then you start the ascent. Yeah, you're climbing the hill to the water tank. But I don't know if it kind of looks like where they're going to put it, but it didn't seem that steep.
It looks steep in the photo, and I don't know how 172 stairs compares to the other stairs
Oh yeah,
out
that's a
here.
good point. Let's
You
see.
know.
Is it 10 stairs per flight? So like 17 flights of stairs.
Okay.
I mean, why not, right?
I mean, it looks
I
decently
yeah.
steep. Like I was saying, that those Pico stairs, we used to go out there once in a while, but it got so crowded. People going
Yeah.
up and down the stairs, and then people doing weird things. They start carrying dumbbells and kettlebells, and
Kettlebells and yeah.
then people that wanted to start gyms started taking 20 people up there. So,
Yeah, work out with me in the park. Oh, that's
yeah.
another one too. You got to be careful on these stairs after they get them built, Tim, because people
Oh
are going to
yeah.
stop their dog on those
Hmm.
damn stairs. They're going to stop it. They're going to
Yeah.
stop their dog, and they're not going to want to move.
Yeah.
And you can't go anywhere because you got railings on both sides.
But this will be good. It's just one more reason, we enjoy living in Santa Clarita, all the
Yeah,
outdoor
there's a lot of
space and
cool
things they
stuff.
do.
Yeah.
And, pushing back, with the master plan communities, pushing back gas stations and businesses off the road, and you have the greenery and, all that. It doesn't look like LA or the Valley,
Mm-mm.
with businesses pushed right up onto the sidewalk. Not a good look.
No, yeah, it's nice out here. I
Yeah.
really do like Santa Clarita, and I don't have any issue. Everybody seems pretty friendly, except they can't put their dumbbells away where they're supposed to go at the
Yeah.
gym, and people stop their dogs on the pass, try to
Yeah.
run you off into the street. But anyway, other than that,
Yeah.
no, I do like it out here, and you're right. The paseos, I've been using a lot of those for the walking, and they're wonderful. They're
Yeah.
they're really fantastic. They did a good
The other
job.
thing I wanted to share here, and I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm last to know certain things, but the Veterans Park
Oh yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
Newhall. So I'm a veteran in the Marine Corps, and my son's also in the Marine Corps, currently active. And you've seen the banners on Valencia and Bouquet,
Yes, yes.
the hometown heroes banners.
Yeah.
They're out there. Well, my wife looked up, what is that about? And so and I did a little video here I can pull up while we're talking about this,
Okay.
just showing in the background. But you can buy a brick. So they have this nice little historical plaza out in Newhall. You can buy a brick for veterans. I think they're just under $200, and you can put, your name, rank, dates of service, that sort of thing. And they do it. I want to say they place the bricks once or twice a month, but the information is in here. It's on the Santa Clarita Veterans.com website. But so here's the brick order, the commemorative brick. And the nice thing is I think the rules were you have to be a veteran. Obviously you have to live in Santa Clarita. So it's not just anybody. So it's a very local type thing. And then they have the banners here, and we're going to get one done for our son because he's active.
That'll be nice.
And they put them up. I think they put them up on Memorial Day and Labor Day twice a year, but they take the orders, year round. And then, we go to Newhall for dinner and lunch here and there to the
Sure.
old downtown
Marcus
Newhall. And I
yeah.
never did walk past this. So I'm like, where is that, to do a Google map on it to find out where it's at? But it's just right there off of Newhall Avenue. So
It seems it's if they revitalize that whole area, it's gonna be in the right spot.
Yeah.
It seems awkward. It seems awkward where it is, just because it just seems a little awkward location. But if once it gets revitalized, I think it'll be fantastic. But it looks good. I walked by there not too long ago.
the interesting thing is that they revitalized that one street, but a lot of the same shop owners are there that doesn't blend with necessarily
Right.
a new revitalized area. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I can't think of a better word than just it doesn't match.
Right.
Nothing, some of the, and building codes or the outside design, all that just doesn't match the feeling or the genre that they're trying to display there.
Yeah. When my son graduated from the boot camp 2 years ago, we went down to Oceanside.
Oh, okay.
And, that wasn't always when I was in 30 years ago, Oceanside wasn't the place to be. It's kind of run down, but we were down there, and they revamped a big portion of that area. And I don't want to say they're high end restaurants, but they're very nice pubs, and they had great food, and the whole area down there is nice. Now, of course, on the outskirts, once you get beyond these streets that they revitalized, it goes back to the OG Oceanside. I remember, but I mean, we were impressed with the food, the service, the cocktail. Everything was nice.
Right. That's awesome.
Maybe that'll come around.
Yeah, they did that same thing with North Hollywood, like Blankenship and Magnolia over there. They did that years ago when I was on probation as a cop back in 90, 91, 92. They had started that whole area. Now it's a lot different than it was back then. Over time, they do fix it. Yeah. Now that's a good point out, that Veterans Historical Plaza there in Newhall. And it's just down from Jack in the Box is up on the corner. You got that Dario's, I think, that Mexican restaurant there with that Shop and Rob, and you got the mobile station. Then down from there, kind of on the left as you leave DMV, if you bang a right out of that parking lot, it's down on your left.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's between there and the new roundabout they built at the end of I don't even know what street that is, but the roundabout by the park on the right, you got the train and all that stuff. Yeah, it's good.
All right. Well, that's all I had to share. You had as far as slides go.
There was one they for the renters out there. Do you remember they put a moratorium together to stop or protect tenants from evictions? That was something that came out. So this was the county's COVID-19 tenant protections resolution. And it was formerly known as the LA County Eviction Moratorium. You know what? Let me drop this I'll drop this in here so people can follow along if I can get it.
Are you able to share things in there?
I'm going to drop it into the chat.
Oh, nice.
See what that does. Can you, if we click on that, what happens?
Do
you see that or no?
You put it in the chat? Okay.
Yeah. See the link? Can you share that page?
So it's just opening up in a separate link, but what I can probably do is let me do a little screen share.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
I can do a screen share and show you. And I told you that I saw that I don't know if that's the same article about that moratorium. They just extended it another 3 months into March.
Yeah, March. So this is the new one. This is the revitalized, and then starting April 1st. So this goes to March 31st, 2023, and so that's the new extension date. But then starting April 1st. 2023, if you scroll down just a little bit, landlords are required to serve tenants a written 30-day notice prior to filing an eviction based on non-payment of rent or rent accrued through March 31st, 2023. So it's still, but yeah, they extended it a little bit. There's a lot going on. Owning properties in California seems to be so difficult now. So many rules.
I read through this a bit, and the biggest concern was for what they call the mom and pop landlords. They have one or two units, or maybe they rented out their home to buy another home, and they just have those one set of tenants, and that now they're paying double mortgages for what's it been now, 2 years?
Yeah,
to cover that mortgage.
And a lot of those are veterans. With the veterans, with the VA loan, they can use. You have a house as a veteran, and you want to go buy another house.
Yeah,
you can use that house as a stepping stone and get somebody that's willing to rent it. You write up all the documents and paperwork. At least this is how it used to be. So now you have this house rented and you go buy something else. Well, those houses also fell under that. And there's a lot of those. That's the mom and pop thing, where you got a veteran that's able to use a VA loan in order to secure additional real estate, maybe at least one, but he rents it out or she rents it out. Yeah. And now this came apart. Yeah. It hurt. Well, you look at it both ways, right? It hurt. The people are suffering that live there. They can't make the payment. Yeah. But now the people that own the house, they're suffering because they can't get rid of them. Yeah, this is a dangerous place to go down.
So I was renting a home and had to cover a double mortgage for this period of time. I think, are there people still impacted by this? Sure. But to the point that you're now damaging the other side of the table as far as the landlords. We're not talking about the people that have, or these corporations that have thousands of units. We're talking about the
Yeah, we
mom
got
and
one
pop,
rental.
2 or
Yeah,
3
we got
rentals,
one
or
rental. We're not doing, we're
yeah,
just, yeah, that's tough. It's a tough position to be in on both
yeah,
sides of it. But yeah, to take a stand, the powers that be extended it. We'll see where this goes after March 31st, see if enough
yeah,
people still need it. But that could drive, if people are still there not paying it and it gets lifted and people give those notices, this could be something where you have more properties hit the market for sale than may have been intended, or maybe more rentals are open up. I know that just like vehicles, right, with the inflation and everything,
mhm,
vehicles weren't available. You go to the Toyota dealership or wherever, try to buy something, they had maybe two cars in total
yeah,
besides their used fleet. Now they're building cars, building cars. All of a sudden here in the near future, I don't think there's going to be any mistake. The vehicles are going to come down. There's going to be just a surplus. There's going to be these great deals on
mhm,
cars. Maybe this is going to happen the same way with the real estate field, as far as people getting out there needing to sell these units that have been, they're so behind on, just to recoup some kind of damage or loss.
yeah. Talking about car prices, that what was it? Tesla dropped their prices on their 3 top units
Oh, did
20%,
they really?
across
Whoa,
20%
20%.
across the board. Yeah, I don't know. We don't follow Tesla. It seems like everyone in our neighborhood, my wife and I always joke. We always say, "Oh, everyone's rich," because they either have a Tesla or they
Yeah.
have, the Jeep Wrangler. That seems to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
growing trend in North Park. Everyone but us.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, they Tesla announced, I think it was probably 3 or 4 weeks ago now, they dropped prices on
Wow.
whatever those 3 models are, the popular models,
Right.
by 20%. So it was, 15, 20%, $20,000 drop in some cases. But I guess the point was he wanted to bring the price point below, um, down into where they can get the tax credits again,
Right.
to stir sales, to stir up more
Oh,
sales. But how do you feel if the day before that you paid 80,000 and now it's 60,000? I don't know.
boy.
Yeah.
You would hope you got that 3-day cooling off period, if it even exists. So you take that car. Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want the car.
Is that
Sorry.
still a
My
thing? Is
mistake.
that still a thing?
I don't think so. But we should bring it back. I
Seriously.
don't know. I was in a dealership. It's been a while since I bought it. They say, well, real estate salespeople, car salesmen, they're all the same. I don't know about that. I do like to be sold. I like to have a professional salesperson sell me something. They know all about the product. They know about the car. They have all these facts and figures. To me, that I love that. I love somebody passionate about their craft and somebody that's done the research and done the preparation. The thing that I don't like is when I go into a place and they don't know anything about it. You
Yeah.
ask them questions, they really don't know. And it's not even that they're new, they just don't have the passion. I love feeling the passion, Tim. I love to be sold. I love to buy stuff, so sell me something, but do it professionally.
Yeah. The whole, when we see people with these cars, I don't know if this is still going on, but probably 2 or 3 years ago, we went to look at Jeeps, the Wranglers, go figure.
Okay.
But only because we have a motorhome. So
Oh, pull it
they're, they're,
behind it, right?
they're a good tow vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we went and looked, and first of all, we got sticker shock. We drive 10-year-old cars. We're not car people, we're not car enthusiasts. We buy them new, keep them maintained,
Yeah.
all the oil and all that stuff. But one of the line items on the sticker was, what was it called? Market something. I just had it on top of my head before I started talking about it, but it was like market price adjustment. And basically it was a line item, and it was just a line item for $7,500. And when we asked what that was, and they said,
Oh my God.
due to demand, we just tacked on another $7,500 to the
Oh,
MSRP.
oh,
So we were done after we heard that.
nice.
I mean, so what happened to the negotiating process when buying a car? I guess that was out the window during all this time.
Right. You remember Fargo, where they had that scene in there when he was trying to sell a car and the guy came in. He was so upset because he didn't want that True Coat, which was some kind of
Mhm.
a glaze covering
Yeah.
to protect from. Boy, he just went off. But finally, they still sold him the car, and he had to buy it with the
Yeah.
True Coat on there.
Mm.
Yeah,
At least you
there's
got
all
something.
right.
Yeah, at
Yeah,
least you got
right.
something.
not just because, well, the supply's limited, so we're going to charge you an extra $7,500.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
you're
think
going
it's
to
called
pay it.
market. It was called market adjustment. That's what I think it was called.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
clever. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? People, it's unfortunate. People in some situations, they take what they can get. I
Yeah.
mean, they keep raising that price until nobody wants to buy, and then they back it off a little bit.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
Yeah, capitalism. Well, there we are. Well, brother, I got to tell you, this
Yeah.
has been absolutely fantastic. We're going to be back next Tuesday at 8 o'clock sharp, folks, for our next show. And
Yeah,
we'll
every
have
every Tuesday is what we're shooting for.
Oh, it's fantastic. Hobbies, health, travel, education, lifestyle, trending news, entertainment. Well, there's a lot of that in Santa Clarita Valley.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Tim and I have been out here for a long time, and a lot of great people out here. Well, it's everywhere, right? People are great everywhere, but we appreciate you listening more than you know. Please share the show, however you want to do it. If you have any topics you want to have talked about, please shoot that over to us, either Tim or myself. You'll find us online. Divorce 661 for Tim, and Fat to Fit Realtor, or Connor with Honor for me. You'll be able to pull both of us up. Easy.
Yep. Good talking to Connor. We'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Love you, brother. Be safe. My best to the family.
All right. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.